Hi, I'm Margaret Wise. I'm Chief Revenue Officer at ActiveProspect. I recently shared some information on LinkedIn, which was just a hot take on the proposed rulemaking by the FCC regarding one-to-one consent and consumer compliance when prospective people who have filled out a lead form are contacted by a potential provider. And I got a lot of questions and feedback on that, so thanks everyone that commented. And I wanted to just break down two key components in this proposed rulemaking. So first, a disclaimer: I do not have a law degree. I'm not an attorney. This is not legal advice. So please contact your compliance officers, your attorneys for official guidance on this. And the second is this is still in the proposed rulemaking state. So this is expected to be voted on December 13th by the FCC. It is expected to pass as it is currently proposed without changes, and it is expected to have about a 6-month time frame before it becomes enforced by the FCC. So with those notes aside, let me break down two key areas of this proposed rulemaking that affects lead sellers and lead buyers. The first one is really related to buyers, and this is the fact that in this proposed rule, buyers will have to be in possession of express written consent before contacting a prospective customer. So this has meant in the past, sellers have been able to hold that consent provided on demand, and the change is that buyers will now be responsible for having that consent, express written consent, in their possession before the outreach. So that doesn't change the technology that's in place to capture that, which is Trusted Form by ActiveProspect, that is the attestation of that and captures the event. It's independent proof of consent captured, and it captures the actual event. So whether that is consented or not consented, that is captured and provided. In many cases, the publishers of websites have captured and retained that event and just provided it to the buyers if the buyers request that. In this proposed rulemaking, the buyers will always need to be in possession of the capture of that event. The second piece of this that is really important is the reference language of logical and topical for the interaction. So this means that the form that includes the consent language not only has to include the provider that will be contacting the person that filled out that form, that goes back to the one-to-one components of it, is that it has to be logical and topical. That means that you can't have a form that talks about one topic, captures consent, even if it's from that provider, and then the provider follows up with the person that filled out that form with something that's not related to what was on the form. So what the FCC is really trying to do here is to really set this up in a way that consumers are being contacted by who they expect to be contacted by name, named in the consent language. That's the one-to-one piece, and that they expect to be contacted about the topic in which they filled out the form. So that is, I am expecting the call from this person or provider, and I'm expecting the call from that provider about this topic. So I hope that helps break it down a little bit more. We're going to keep bringing you information. I did not, in this recording, go into talking about comparison websites, marketplaces, intermediaries. We'll be sending more information your way on that. That's a little bit more of the gray areas. These are the black and white areas I talked about here. And as we get more interpretations of this, as it becomes more clear, more analysis on it, we'll keep bringing you updates. Thank you.